Hello everyone, welcome to Flourishing with Limitations. We're going to talk about loneliness. And loneliness has its own feeling in our bodies. There's also proactive ways to, I'm not going to say fight, because that sounds like we're combating, but there's ways that we can help diminish the loneliness and actually kind of get some of our sanity back. Because there are things that happen in our life that want to take us down, and there are things that we can do proactively to bring in better health into our lives. Loneliness is a national epidemic. That's hard. Even with all the technology that we have and all the opportunities to connect, we're still lonely. There's a feeling of not feeling connected or with somebody, or it's like we're just passing ships in the night, but we never really connect with one another. That's really hard. But first we need to start with relationship with ourselves so that we are in the right space in our mind and our hearts to connect with other people. We are designed by God to have connection with other people. We are designed to have true eyeball-to-eyeball connection with other people, not just Zoom calls, not just video calls, not just texting. Definitely email does not cover it. Oh my gosh, texting barely has a sense of connection. But we are designed to be in person. Person one, person two. We are designed to be in the same room, having eyeball-to-eyeball contact. We are designed to touch someone, to affirm who they are in the conversation. We are designed to have physical proximity with another person. In my case, my loneliness is incredibly heavy. It's like a physical ache in my gut and in my heart. I can physically feel the ache inside of me. And I just feel like when I'm in that dark space, why even bother? Why get out of bed? And when it gets really, really dark, depression starts to take over, then I start to feel like, why get out of bed? Does anybody care? Will anybody notice that I'm not showing up anymore? And that is a hard line, a hard script to follow. The depression and loneliness, both of them, are always in the back of my head. Always. They're always there. I have to make a decision every day, which one am I going to listen to? Depression and loneliness that lives back there all the time? Or do I hang on to the belief system that God designed me for something good, something great? And if I let the depression and loneliness overpower me, control me, I'm not making a good impact on the world around me. And I want to be responsible with this life. God allowed me to be on this planet for a reason. So I want to use my time wisely while I'm on this planet. I will tell you straight up, you cannot fight negative with negative. It does not work. You say, I'm so lonely, I'm so sad. Oh, but I'm so unworthy and I'm so unnecessary. You're fighting negative with negative. We were not designed to do that. We're designed to hang on to the truth. And before my thoughts can run amok or take me down or start to make me feel like I'm going crazy, I can feel that feeling of great craziness about to overpower me. I want to stop, and I do stop and go, okay, I can feel myself going into the crazy zone, so I'm going to stop and make a decision to redirect my brain. This is all about how the brain operates. If I'm always focusing on the negative, I'm creating a path, a neuron pathway in my brain. Now all I'm going to see is the negative, the sad, the lonely, the hard. But if I choose to redirect my brain to see the good, which I have to consciously choose to look for the good. I have to consciously choose to see the beauty in the life around me. Like today, I drove up to the mountains and it had snowed 18 inches where I went. There isn't any snow in my hometown. It's 60 degrees today, but it rained hard on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And so I went to the mountains. Of course it snowed. It's the mountains. It's 9,000, 10,000 feet. And just to be around the snow, just to see the snow as I'm driving down the road, it just helps me relax. I had to consciously choose to take in that relaxation of seeing the snow on the ground. I'm like, oh my gosh. So when I choose to see the beauty, I choose to see the light, the sun shining on the snow, and just light in general. I'm training my brain to see even more beauty and more goodness down the road. When I do see the good things in life, and I purposely reach out in my own mind, in my own perception of life, in my own surroundings, I purposely reach out to see the good things. That's training my brain to see the good things. And then when I do have moments of loneliness that show up, want to grab me and take me over and wear me down, I remember the good things so the loneliness is not so overpowering. Yeah, I still can feel it, and I'm still aware of it, and it's still part of who I am as a person. But since I focus on the good things, the loneliness doesn't stay. It doesn't get to set up camp and just sit heavily inside of me. One of the things I have to do when the loneliness comes on is I have to choose to do an activity that brings me joy. I have to choose to do something to find my groove. If I'm in my groove of being creative, I have lost track of time. I love that feeling. Some of the things I love to do, as you all have seen, is I love to create cards. I'll get my fingers out of the way for y'all. I love to create cards. I actually designed this myself. Another card. We're having a Valentine theme here, sorry. These are left over from Valentine. And my last one. Without love, deeds, even the most brilliant, count as nothing. I am proud of what I create. I love doing things that are fun and encouraging to my soul. Another project that I do is called acrylic paint dirty pours. I'll show you some of them right now. These are some of the creations that I have done. I'm going to tilt it just a little bit so you can see the different colors from a different angle. I got a couple more going on here. I love these pieces of art. I love that I can create things that are beautiful to me. I don't see anything wrong with being proud of what you create. Somewhere in the Christian belief system, we've been told that we cannot like who we are. Like, where did that come from? Second commandment, love your neighbor as yourself. You get to love yourself first before you can love your neighbor with a good heart and good intention. And with that loving ourselves, we get to like what we create. So I'm proud of what I can create. And this is next one's one of my favorites. The blue, it's so peaceful. And it's just a fun design. And this one's huge. I'm not sure how I'm going to get it in the camera. Oh, there we go. Okay, so most of it's in there. I love pink. Pink is my favorite color. I believe that when we are working on a project that is nourishing who we are, it makes time just disappear. We're in our groove. We're finding our moment of bliss. It helps create positive neuron pathways in our brain. And as we create those neuron pathways, chemical change is happening inside of our heads. And with that chemical change, we can remember the good things better. With the chemical change, we can relax in life. Because when we're focusing on the loneliness and feeling the loneliness, it gets really dark really fast, and we forget that there's life beyond our front door. Another thing I like to do is take a walk in the woods. I'm going to be showing you pictures in the summertime of our camping trips. I cannot wait to be in the woods. I just feel better in the woods. It helps me just relax and not be so stressed out. And it's also a whole lot quieter on the campgrounds than in the city. I guess I'm still in the city, in my town. That's true. And I'm always hearing traffic. It drives me nuts. So when we go camping, I just relish the quiet. I relish the smell of the pine trees. I love watching the squirrels scurry up the tree trunks. There's something about being in the woods that helps me just relax. And it's been scientifically proven that being outside, breathing better air, moving your body, is really, really good for you at a chemical level and a physical level and a psychological level. Another way to diminish the loneliness is to read something that really ministers to your soul. I read the Holy Bible. If you have some other sacred scriptures that you read that sits well with you, do it. When I read my Bible, and here's my Bible right here, my pink one, the one I've read from you before. When I read my Bible, something inside me just settles. All the worries and the stress of life seems to just, at least temporarily, go away. And there's a moment of incredible trust. A trust that the creator of the universe has it all together. There is some entity keeping this all together. The earth, the universe, the galaxies, the water flowing. Something, force, is keeping that all together. So I again encourage you to read sacred scripture that means something to you. We need all the encouragement that we can get. We need to be focusing on the good things in this life. As we read something that helps shift our brain, shift our view of life to a more positive place, it's worth its weight in gold. Do that. Honor yourself. Believe in yourself. Value yourself. And by reading something that means something to you, so it becomes very real to you in the core of your soul. When you read your sacred scripture or another book and it settles well inside of you, it's ringing true. You don't need someone to explain it to you. You don't need someone to dissect it for you. It just rings true inside of you. You know the truth when you hear it. And when you hear the truth, it actually pushes aside the loneliness. It can probably even overpower the loneliness. When you live in a place of truth, and even if it's just for a few minutes every day, the lies don't have room to live. Another way to combat loneliness is to think about what's going right in your life. Most of us have always had a roof over our heads. Most of us have a car in the garage that we use on a pretty much daily basis. Most of us have food in the cupboard. We've never had to worry about it. It's always there. When life gets challenging and hard and stinking frustrating, and nothing seems to be flowing right, even though one thing probably didn't work right, honestly not. The whole world didn't cave in. You're still here, you're still breathing. When the difficult things show up, go back to what do you always have. What do you always have? You always have a roof over your head, a car in the garage that works, clothes in the closet I'm assuming you like to wear, and food in the cupboard. Those things are pretty consistent factors in our lives. Another thing to think about and be grateful for is what your parents have done for you. They may not have been perfect, I understand, but I can guarantee you they did the best they could with what they had to work with. They had their hurts, habits, and hang-ups. That's true. But they wanted the best for you. They wanted you to have a better life. They wanted you to be more profitable, more productive, not get so hung up on the pain and the heartaches and feeling ripped off in life. I'm pretty sure most parents want the best for their kids. So they make choices they believe are the best for their kids. You may not have liked the choices, and they hurt. But to give your parents a lot of grace is also incredibly freeing. So remember, the more you choose to focus on the good things, and the more you seek out beauty, the more there will be peace in your soul. So that when the moments of loneliness, sadness, grief do show up, because they will, when those do show up, you have a memory of feeling good. You have a memory of being at peace. And so the moments of sadness and grief will not be overpowering, but you do have to feel them and let them flow through you. That's true. But they don't have to live in you constantly. So to recap, loneliness is always going to be hanging out in the back of my head. Depression will always be there. But I have to make a choice every single day. Who am I going to listen to? What am I going to listen to? Am I going to listen to that voice nagging me that wants to keep me small, in bed, alone? Or am I going to hang on to the vision God has given me to be a productive citizen of society, to know that I'm loved, to know that I'm valued, and to know it's okay to like myself. As I continue in this life to like myself, do more things that make me happy, and there's nothing wrong with that. When the loneliness shows up, you feel it and you let it go, move on. Let me know what you think. Send me a like, click subscribe, give me some encouragement, and until next time, love to you all.